with AI and stuff, this is gonna be a big one. So for us, I just basically went to Claude. Here's my product. I want you to analyze everything about it. And I did a couple things in Claude. I share this with you guys merely as here's just different ways I approach it. So I basically said, hey, I want to target men who smoke cigars with this product. Their current problem they're facing is that they get home from the lounge and their wife nags them. Please create me 5 hooks that can grab their attention. And then I basically, get a couple different hooks. And I wasn't really like super happy with these. Again, it wasn't like the worst thing ever, but it just wasn't my favorite. So what I did from there is I pulled in the inspo that I have above right here. I basically pulled all those inspo in, and then I basically just had it do a couple things for me. So the 3-second ritual cigar guys do in the driveway before walking inside so she never smells lounge on you. I really like that one as well. It creates the curiosity because people want to know what the 3-second ritual is. And then the other part is that it makes it sound really easy for people to get the result, which is good. Fresh breath after cigar without gum that quits in 10 minutes. So kind of comparing to another product. For less than the cost of one premium cigar, never hear you smell like an ashtray again. It's another good one, especially too with the price reframe. So instead of comparing it to other solutions, it compared it to what they are already spending money on now. Walk in the door, cigar fresh in 3 seconds or every penny back. Solve the problem in a new way. What happens to cigar breath when you kill the bacteria at the root instead of covering it with a mint? You get home, she leans in and says nothing. That's another good one. To the wife who used to make me brush twice before bed, I win, the cigars stay. So I really like a lot of these. I think a lot of these are a little bit better than what we're seeing right here. So again, I was just literally giving it that inspo. But I was like, let's go one step further. So like this is like a stage 1, like in terms of like the level of hook creation right here. This is like level 2 in terms of like experience, but like number 3 is like, how do we technically like rage bait people? So here's this emotional wheel, and you can like literally just go on Google and search emotional wheel, and it's like just an image you can pop up and then, you can paste it in. And I said, hey, using the emotional wheel, I want to create a hook that gets the ideal customer upset, and that's what intrigues them to keep watching the video. So here I intentionally want to rage bait people to watching the ad, and this is like next level marketing right here. This is like where some of our best performing ads ever was, intentionally getting some emotion riled up into people and then giving them a solution to that particular emotion. So the sad dog commercials, ACA, whatever commercial where it shows a bunch of sad like dogs on their deathbed in like a shelter, for example, get you really sad feeling. And then, hey, for just $1 a day, you could literally go ahead and save all of these people. Now, showing you how you can be happy again. So that's a great example right there of intentionally making people feel something and then going ahead and introducing a solution. Where a lot of people get this wrong is instead of making people feel something, they try to sell to an emotion very directly. Hey, do you feel sad that dogs are in the shelter? It's like, no, like yes, I agree with that statement, but also at the same time, like I'm not really gonna grab that attention. But if you show me a story that makes me feel sad, then I'm gonna move forward to actually like want to buy that product. So essentially that's what I wanted to do here. And I basically went ahead and was like, oh, cool. I like one of these. So I like this one. Most cigar guys think their wife is overreacting. She's not. You actually do smell worse than you think. Here's why you can't tell. And then I basically just said, hey, write me 10 more like this one. So oftentimes with hooks, it's getting a lot of variety and a lot of volume of different things so I can get a lot of ideas, and then I can really start to kind of refine on like, here's the core idea. So I wouldn't use all of these. It's just more like, hey, I like this one. It's just not quite hitting how I want. So let me see what, Claude in this case can do. So then it's like most of the guys swear their breath is fine. An hour later, it isn't. You think she's being dramatic when she leans away. She's not. You've got nose blind. Every cigar guy believes a mint takes care of it. It doesn't. You're convinced it's just cigar smell. It's not. There's a second odor your wife is actually reacting to and you can't detect it. I really like that one. Most guys think brushing up their cigar fixes it. It doesn't. You assume she'd tell you if she feels really that bad, she won't. She stopped saying anything and that should worry you more than think the smell fades on its own. It doesn't. It's living in a place mints and gums can't reach, and it's still there when you lean in for a kiss. I'd like that. It's not really the main one we want. So again, there's a couple of different ones. You think she married you knowing you smoke, so she should deal with it fair, but that's not what's she's program. Here's what's actually changed. That's a good one too. So these are a couple decent ones right here. Again, and we can like work on them a little bit more, but just again, giving you more of a look into like my hook creation creation process of going deeper in that. And like at the other time, I showed y'all Claude here, but don't be afraid to like pop open a Google Doc and start writing down a bunch of ideas too. Claude is just one of the many ways. And like even with AI, I don't just copy and paste that hook. It's like, all right, it's giving me a lot of good ideas. Here's the direction I want to go now. And let me kind of keep refining this. Let me bust it in Google Doc, rewrite those a couple different ways, then following here,